Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Tyranny, Bastard's Wound. It's been about 2 weeks since the last episode, and for those who don't know, I was on a vacation in Iceland last week, so that's why I didn't record any new episodes last week at all. Okay, so let me refresh my memories. What did we do last time? So, in the last episode, we finally met Lixem, aka the mysterious Sage L, and then Reef-Talon herself. We talked to her over here, and we convinced her to try to master her magic powers or whatever, so she could return back to the Bastard's Wound and help the people once more. And we convinced her to try, and I believe that we have to meet them both Reef-Talon and Lixem over here, if I recall. And there's also some other big, scary-looking Bane thingy creature in this room, which I assume that we have to fight at some point, maybe in this episode. But without further ado, let's continue with the rest of the game. So, Reef-Talon, she passed this way. Oh yeah, so I remembered correctly. What do we have here? Just some scrolls and hide, crafting materials. Okay, where does this lead?
Look with keen eyes.
Ah, we are here, okay. And here is this other, whatever you call this. What do we have here? Scroll. Exceptional sigil of cyclical energies. Don't have enough lore for that. Well, you might as well learn it. Not sure what that does, but hey, we'll check it out later. Now what's this? Remarkable sigil of strength. Well. Yeah, let's learn this too. Any other spells? What do we have here? Ah, this is just a gargoyle. A rubbing, okay. Okay, so Reef-Talon and Lixem are here. Now, let's see. Ah, okay, it looks like a beast man or beast woman opening his / her own chest, and Bane are coming out of her. That looks brutal. What does Fatebinder see in ancient painting? Well, I just told you what I see. I am most curious to hear what you think of the ancient paintings in these Oldwalls. Ah yeah, paintings. That's what they are, of course. Sage Lixem's eyes gloss over as she briefly slips out of the moment. With a smile of recollection, her senses come back to the present. Yes, Fatebinder? Tell me about yourself. You wrote me a missive regarding some sort of legal matters. Explain yourself. Well, I don't think that this is the time or place to ask this right now, so let's just focus on the task at hand. She stares blankly, says nothing. Okay, so what do we have here? Oh, mural. Oh yeah, so that was the word that I was looking for. So let's examine the mural. Reef-Talon stands in a solemn silence, observing the paint-stained wall with an intensity normally reserved for potential prey. Nearby, Lixem scribbles furiously with pen and parchment in hand, shaking her head occasionally to maintain her waning focus. The mural before you is of considerable size and detail, stretching to cover a large swath of otherwise unbroken Oldwalls masonry. In it, a beast woman-like figure adopts a dramatic pose, head arched backwards in mid-delivery of a tremendous roar. The creature's claws have hooked through her own ribs, ripping them apart. Blood and viscera spill forth from her chest, along with brightly colored tendrils which I assume are Bane. At the base, many crouched spectators are painted in shadowy tones. The beast woman finally breaks from her anxious stare. See? Oldwalls' ancestors left dire warnings of beast men fate. She rakes her claws violently against the looming mural. Scourge's beasts were born of beast woman in painting. Reef-Talon first feared corrupting power of mystic strength, but now sees that all beastmen may hold corruption deep inside. I'm wondering if the beastmen and beastwomen originally were something humans or something, and they built they possibly built the Oldwalls, but then something started to corrupt them, and then they de-evolved, however you want to put it, into beastmen. That's interesting. The beast is roaring before onlookers. Is this a warning or a display of victory? Blur silently. Perhaps it's suggesting the bane you kill become a part of you. The beast is roaring before onlookers. Is this a warning or a display of victory? No beastwoman would rip open guts to please crowd. Foolishness is warning. Reef-Talon slams her fist to the ground to punctuate her point. The sage kisses her scribbling. Reef-Talon may sadly be right. Her tone grows increasingly bitter as she speaks. Her touch did, of course, strip me of all magical facility, and the bane notoriously fiend for all things magic. Who is to say that this mural isn't a damning testimonial about her kind and their role in the birth of these abominations? Of course, there are many ways to interpret such vague relics of history. What do you see, Fatebinder? Examine the beastwoman, crouched figures. What crouched figures? Well, let's examine all of them. Let's start with the beastwoman. The colorful thrills pouring from the beastwoman. Beastwoman's wounds seem a bit too stylized to be simply blood and viscera, and details such as eyes and talons on the twirls suggest the spirals of color are bane. Yeah, I thought so. Whether the beastwoman is ripping herself open or the bane are exploding out from within her seems open to interpretation. It looks as if the beastwoman is releasing the bane. She leaves through a journal and pauses momentarily upon a passage. I thought this seemed oddly familiar. Did you know that beastmen are in the habit of consuming friends and foes alike upon death? Yeah, we heard about that. Not that there is much left of bane after a fight, granted, but I have observed Woodkin occasionally lapping up Scourge essence. Judging by their facial expressions, it was a decision often regretted. No. Feel only hatred for Scourge beasts. Need to rip, rend, tear, Oldwalls, pray, burn, strong in all beastmen. Painting does not make sense. How can beastwoman give birth to bane if hunting bane at the same time? It sure looks like this beastwoman is dying. Well, I don't know about dying, but that must hurt still. Perhaps this is more akin to a display, like the beastwoman is showing something. This looks like suicide. Do beastmen ever do anything like that? It's really not clear what is meant to convey. Well, let's see. Hard to say. It could very well be that the beastwoman here is on the wall is trying to show something. Maybe she's even releasing the bane. Because to me it doesn't look like, judging from this mural here, that the beastwoman that the bane are bursting out of her chest like a xenomorph or something. Perhaps this is more akin to a display, like the beastman is showing something. A contemplative hum emanates from her chest. What Fatebinder says is possible. Painted beastwoman stands before others like prima of tribe. Powerful. Even with packmates, Reef-Talon must bear fangs and stand tall to quiet impudent whelps. So let's examine the crouching figures, whom I don't see here. Maybe if I zoomed in I could see something. Several beastmen have been arranged in a line. Where? I don't see them. Heads bent at a downward angle, crouched low on all fours. Compared to the beastwoman featured prominently in the painting, the remaining figures have been drawn in far less detail. Yeah, indeed, because I can fucking see them. Their facial features have been left entirely blank, complicating their interpretation. Where the hell are they? I can't see. Maybe they are. Maybe they are surrounding her, or something. I don't fucking know. Is poster of bulwark submitting to Alpha. Painted beast supplicate to painted beast woman. Bulwark, I think this is new to me. The rank in second in command of a beast tribe, a position often held by the most savage of beast women. The Bulwark's primary responsibility is to enforce order and obedience within the tribe and carry out the Prima's commands. In the smaller structure of a pack, the Bulwark performs these same duties in loyalty to the Alpha. Okay. There's far too little detail to be certain of that. These figures could be covering in fear. That generally would be my reaction if monsters started springing from your entrails. We have a lore option. Look at how they are drawn. The beastmen aren't showing their fangs or claws. They aren't being aggressive. It's unclear what the beastmen are doing. They could easily be responding with aggression. This seems more likely to be submission on the part of the beastmen. This seems too ambiguous to be certain of anything. Either the lore option or the number 3 here. This seems more likely to be submission on the part of the beastmen. Let's go with the lore option. So look at how they are drawn. The beastmen aren't showing their fangs or claws. They aren't being aggressive. An interesting observation. I'll note it along with the rest of my findings. She purses her lips mid-scribble. The intentions of deceased beastmen artists are difficult to clarify. I can't say this image recalls anything I have seen of the Woodkin, or any records I have come across on the subject. Beastmen do tend to go down fighting. Self-destruction is deeply frowned upon in their kind. Okay, lastly the Bane. You brush a layer of accumulated dust from the wall to better observe this section. The creatures emerging from the beastwoman's ribcage appear to be flying out and away in a range of directions. Streaks of purple, blue, and red paint have been used to form wispy tendrils with hints of claws embedded in the amorphous shapes. Upon closer examination, the claws appear to be broken. Strange shapes must be Oldwalls beasts. Painting must be worn in from past tribe. Cannot see any other reason for confusing etching. Perhaps this is an expression of emotion rather than anything literal. I don't think so. I personally think that this must be something literal. I don't think that beastmen would paint anything like this only to try to tell something abstract rather than something literal. They are a little bit, how should I say it, more simple-minded in that sense, or straightforward. Maybe that's a better word. The colors we see here can't be coincidental. Blue for wisps, purple for malices, red for scourges. Yeah, my thoughts exactly. Those are the Bane. Look, the claws and teeth appear broken. This could suggest the Bane have lost their power somehow. The claws and teeth appear broken. This could suggest the Bane have lost their power somehow. Okay, I don't know how my character got into that kind of conclusion. If the beast woman's teeth and claws are broken, then that somehow means that the Bane have lost their power somehow. It's hard to tell if this is literal or abstract depiction. No point in guessing. Yeah, this was the first thing that came to my mind when I saw them. So the colors we see here can't be coincidental. Blue for wisps, purple for malices, and red for scourges. She nods for few seconds before shaking herself out of momentary stupor. Yes, I agree. For these different colors to have been included in such a specific way implies that they were important. Unlikely, these just happened to be the 3 colors of pigment lying around. Ancestral painting shows important moment in Oldwalls' past. Even strongest Prima cannot tear open chest and survive. If scourged beasts can burst from Beastwoman's chest, perhaps even greater dark shadow brood will rise from Reef-Talon's bones when Beastwoman is dead. The image isn't reassuring, true, but let's not make any definitive conclusions just yet. Humor me and pretend I'm right, and these murals are like scrolls, symbols that teach. Being here in the wound unlocked something in you. What if it's just the start of your power? A sudden jolt shakes the ground as Reef-Talon stamps in it in disapproval. No, Reef-Talon cannot ignore ancestral portents. Mystic strength has already corrupted Wundkin, has corrupted Lixem. Beastwoman will not risk giving birth to dark terrors. Must first know that deep rumination will not bring harm to wound. Let's see, athletics. Enough of your lamentations. How did a self-loathing wretch like you call herself Prima? There's also the possibility she's an Archon. Reef-Talon is an Archon. Well, that's an interesting thought. A Beastwoman Archon. No one taught her this magic. By strictest definition, she is manifesting an innate power. Forget it, Lixem. This is a lost cause. I think the only mystery left to solve is if she's afraid of understanding her own powers, or too stupid to do it. Silently. What possible reason does Lixem have for deceiving you? Kills in Shadow loyalty. If Kills in Shadow was, she's at level 1, and this is 3. If Kills in Shadow was more loyal to us, we would have this. We could ask her, I guess. I kinda like this option, but I'm not sure if that's what my character would say. She doesn't know about the power of the Archons and such that well. Maybe we just go with the athletics, that sounds more like her. Enough of your lamentations. How did a self-loathing wretch like you call herself Prima? How did a self-loathing wretch like you call herself Prima? Recoiling from the blow, she peers at you through fingers stretched across her face. Reef-Talon is being festering human. Can do better. Must do better. Reef-Talon will listen to sage called Lixem. There's more than this painting to inform us. There are others in these depths. Reef-Talon has heard me prattle on about what I have seen, but now we'll listen to the Fatebinder. Brihanna, explore the other paintings and tell us what meaning and portents you in fear. Reef-Talon, if you hear out the Fatebinder, and that'll be the last we ever press on this matter. I'll go take a look at them. Right. So wait, I actually have to go to these murals again and take a look. Find the murals in Darkened Hollow and Fractured Depths. And this place is Fractured Depths. Okay. Okay, wait, we have already found them. Yeah, I thought so. I was thinking that, wait, I might actually have to go over here and read them all again. Well, I guess we don't need to go anywhere. So, Reef-Talon. The Beastwoman crouches on the chamber floor, tracing her claws aimlessly across the stone tiling. Her icy eyes find yours as she rises to her feet. She watches you cautiously, silently awaiting your next words. Oh, I'll come back later. Well, Lixem. The sage sways slightly on her feet, oblivious to her surroundings. The sound of your footsteps rouses her to attention. Oh, Fatebinder, have you studied the remaining murals? I have seen some of them, perhaps not all. Reef-Talon shoves impatiently. Speak now, quick. Reef-Talon does not want to stare any longer at foul wall. What has Fatebinder seen in old paint walls? So, I saw Painting that showed a cross-section of the old walls with many different figures entering it. Yeah, I remember that. I saw a representation of the old walls being held up by two beastmen. Which one did we see first? Well, let's just pick this one first. Beastwoman does not care about the picture. What meaning did Fatebinder see in a message from ancestors? Oh damn. Maybe I should have went to look at them again. The old walls likely transformed its original inhabitants into Bane. It may be that anyone here will meet the same fate. The old walls once had many different inhabitants, but only one tribe of them survived. Your ancestors were likely that tribe. Countless tribes have come to the old walls. All of them met death with the Bane lurking down below. Yeah, there was. I remember that there were many different colored beastmen, or at least I assume that they were beastmen, entering the old walls, but only one certain color of them survived. I think it was orange or something. So only orange beastmen managed to enter the old walls. Let's just go with this. The old walls once had many different inhabitants, but only one tribe of them survived. Your ancestors were likely that tribe. The sage's eyes widened, the news granting her a surge of energy. Extraordinary, if true. That would also mean Reef-Talon's ancestors had to have left these old walls at some point to wander and become the Mantaborn. Perhaps this is a sort of homecoming. She huffs impatiently. Speak now, quick. Ah, okay, she's repeating herself. I saw a representation of the old walls being held up by two beastmen. Reef-Talon does not understand. What is meant by strange painting? The beastmen have long been stewards of the old walls, and they have been facing off against the Bane for a very long time. Beastmen were meant to fight Bane. Any powers you have gained may be meant to strengthen that. It seems to suggest that the Bane and the beasts are both denizens of the old walls, each made of similar magics. I like these two. Any powers you have gained may be meant to strengthen that. The fighting against the Bane. The beastmen have long been stewards of the old walls, and they have been facing off against the Bane for a very long time. Well, let's just go with this. These two are basically the same thing. Her eyes trace the nearby wall and follow its ascent into darkness. Mantaborn clanmates have long told stories of tribal ancestors that once built old walls. Whether the story is true does not tell Reef-Talon if mystic strength is corrupting evil that must be stopped. Nature of mending powers is all Beastwoman seeks. Oh wait, now we have to go and find more? Lie? That was all I saw. Well, how can this be a lie if they were all that we have seen? I'll look for others then. Okay, so let's take a look at our quests real quick. Locate and examine the Beastmen murals found within the Darknet Hollow. Was it this place? No. Okay, so there's one more mural that we haven't examined yet. Can we get to the other side? Oh, there's a button here. Okay.
Sorry, I can't. Can't do that.
Yes, you can. What are you talking about? Okay, so... that leads us to Darkened Hollow. This teleporter here. So the last mural should be over there. On the other side of this teleporter. What do we have here, by the way? Penumbra. Oh yeah, this is ancient sword that Reef-Talon gave us in the last episode. Okay. Quests: water intoxication. Gather evidence of water tampering. Someone in the Bastard's Wound farm must have seen or heard something about what is happening with the crops. Investigate by speaking to people around the farm. Oh yeah, that's a simple little side quest. That can wait. Yeah. So to the Darkened Hollows, I think the place was called. Okay, so we are here, and there is a room over here. Oh, and here is the fire barrier. There's no doors here. I guess we have to get there somehow, and then get rid of this fire barrier. Oh yeah, that was one of the murals that we mentioned. I see a trap, but we have already what's the word? Well, untrapped it. There's stairs over there, but we still need to raise this bridge here. A random sleepless. I will have to switch some. There we go. Okay, what do we have here? Is the last mural here? Oh, there we go. Lots of hand marks. Very big hands. Must be beastmen's hands. And I can see these traps.
Have a look here.
Yeah, disarm. And that was the word that I was looking for earlier. Disarm the traps. What do we have here? A trap like that, only to guard a piece of cheese. Oh, I didn't want to go right next. I didn't want to. God damn it! Just there we go. Luckily, no one could wound it or anything. Iron Qatar. Throwing dagger. This could be good for Landry, but the problem just is that if we take away Landry's pen, he won't be able to use the. Let's see. Oh wait. Oh, it was this Landry's quill. So yeah, so we can switch that. We can switch that, no problem. There we go. We can switch that, no problem. Just to make sure that this is actually a ranged weapon. Wait, this is a ranged weapon, right? Well, we can test it out. If it's not, then I can always switch weapons to this staff. So, hello there, lady. The woman stands quietly as you approach. She focuses intently on the markings on the wall before her. Slide a plate between her ribs. That's a bit rude. You wouldn't happen to know anything about these murals, would you? Visibly startled by your voice, she glances in your direction, eyes only briefly breaking contact with the mural. Oh, sorry, I didn't see you there. She frowns. I'm not all gone yet, but I can tell I'm starting to slip. These murals weren't made by humans. That's about all I can tell you about them. There isn't anything else you can tell me? Well, she just told us that no. And I don't want to just stab her. I'm not thirsty for blood that much. And I wonder. No, we can't go up there. Okay, so what is this mural about? Examine. As you approach the wall, what at first appeared to be a collection of haphazard stains seems on closer inspection a deliberate creation. A procession of handprints, all of them too large to be human, but about the right size of those of beasts, festoon the wall, though each is varied in its shape and features. At least the colors are different. I see some white, black, red, blue, yellow, maybe some green, and so on. Sniffing at the assemblage of prints, Hills in Shadow says nothing as she examines the contours of the many hands, placing her own paw against the mural for comparison. The prints are all of a similar style, a single color mark of palm and splayed fingers. There is considerable variety in the exact shapes and sizes of handprints displayed. We'll examine the shapes of the prints. It soon becomes clear that nearly every print is distinguished from one another, some greatly so. Some prints sport bulbous palms, others rectangular, some fingers appear long and clawed, others stunted. A few even show signs of webbing between digits, or joints that bend at odd angles. Interesting. Compare the paint on each print. You examine the prints individually, tracing your finger along the wall surface to detect any noteworthy changes in texture. After a few moments, you determine that there are two distinct types of print. The first appear to be made with some sort of dark pigment that flakes off at the touch. Many of these pigment-painted prints have faded, some to where only the palm is visible. The other style appears to be more an act of heat branding than paint layered on stone. These charcoal black handprints are slightly recessed, as if the stone had melted from the imprinter's touch. From the corner of your eye, these prints seem to shimmer with the reds and blues of the paint, but on direct observation, the prints always have a matte black finish. Cataloging the specific details of each print, you feel confident that you have given the wall a thorough investigation. Well, if you say so. Fingers outstretched, Kills in Shadow places her right then left hands atop the various prints, never finding a match to her own. After sizing her hand against a dozen others, she steps away from the mural and hunkers to her haunches in silence. Do you know something about you are not telling me, Kills in Shadow? What thinks Alpha to Kills in Shadow? The beastwoman taps her talons against the stone floor in anticipation, her eyes scanning the mural intently. It's likely a record of various people trapped down here in the Oldwalls. It's probably a memorial or registry of heroes past, with different prints for warriors and mystics. Seems safe to conclude this place was visited in the past by beastmen mystics. Anything else is conjecture. Perhaps it's showing a contrast between those who were touched by the bane and those who weren't. I'm not sure what it all means. Enough speculation, let's move on. I like this one. It's probably a memorial or registry of heroes past, with different prints for warriors and mystics. The beastwoman nods silently at your comment, placing her hand into the slight depression of a print that nearly resembles her own. And I just got a message, apparently. Just a moment, folks. I'm gonna... There we go. Now it should be quiet. Now it should be quiet. Anyway, where was I? Continue. With nothing further to examine, you give your eyes a rest and step away from the prints. As you turn away from the mural, Kills in Shadow snips at the ancient stone and paint a few more times before turning to follow your lead.
Fate by not. Moment, please.
Aha, okay. I was wondering if you knew something, or had a theory of some kind. Hunkered before the mural, Kills in Shadow bows her head in contemplation, a single talon tapping against the painted old walls. Remain silent.
Paint wall speaks of what Kills in Shadow already knows. Also speaks of what Kills in Shadow did not know.
And what was it you already knew? The mural speaks to you. How so? I'm quite sure that she did not mean that literally. And what was it you already knew?
Knew that beasts reprend Bane since time before humans remember. Rivalry is old as old walls.
We kinda knew that too.
sees same rage and purpose in old paint walls that beast woman feels when hunt dreaming of Bane. Sees tribes of old not flee from rage. Tribe wore burden, grew strong.
Okay. And this mural speaks to you, how so?
All of Paul's reminder that each tribe has distinction. Mantiborn have hands for swimming. Shadow hunters have fur to blend with night. Am now thinking, is each tribe's way of claiming Earthblood of land for best strength?
Where is this all going?
Does Fatelbinder not see?
Can't say I do, no. The beastwoman emits a quiet, self-satisfied shuff as she lowers her posture. The edges of her figure and form begin to darken and blur, dimming from view. With each blink, the beastwoman standing right before you seems to fall out of focus. Beast tribes often have magic akin to their surroundings. Perhaps your kind can draw from the Oldwalls as well. Did the murals teach you that? How do I know you haven't become like Reef-Talon? This could be some twisted power best left unused. Did the murals teach you that?
No, not teach. But kills in shadow listens, takes knowledge. Is how it must be. Come, lead way to next reverend. Kills in shadow yearns for the hunt.
Well, we're not gonna go for hunting, but we are leaving regardless. Yeah, we have found the... We have now examined the last mural. Okay, so where did we came from here? Okay. Reputation ability unlocked. Infuse shadows. Shadows renown ability. Now let's take a look at that real quick. I think it's kills in shadows ability. Infused shadows. Less an artifact than a primal evolution of her preternatural prowess. Kills in shadows affinity for hunt has infused her with the essence of the darkness through which she stalks. You equipped a powerful artifact. Well, she didn't really equip anything. So what does it do exactly? Once per encounter, plus 20% damage for 6 seconds and invisible for 5 seconds. Jesus. So she's invisible and the enemies can see her and thus target her, except with area of effect spells. And she deals more damage. I wonder if she can stay invisible and deal the damage. Or will the invisibility break the moment she attacks? So, Kills in Shadow calls on the darkness to which she has grown so attuned, wreathing herself in it like a shawl. She re-enters stealth for a short duration that scales based on drowned in darkness renown. Okay, interesting. That seems like a cool ability, but it also depends how it works exactly. Oh, over here. God damn it! Come here, you silly goose. Alright, we have found the last mural, so let's go back to Reef-Talon and Lixem. And then all the way here. And a bit faster, if you will. Okay, Reef-Talon. The beastwoman crouches on the chamber floor, tracing her claws aimlessly across the stone tiling. Her icy eyes find yours as she rises to her feet. Oh, she watches you cautiously, silently waiting for your next words. Oh, maybe I have to talk to Lixem first. The sage sways lightly on her feet, oblivious to her surroundings. Yeah. Oh, Faithbinder, have you studied the remaining murals? I have. Reef-Talon shoves impatiently. I saw a wall with a plethora of different handprints. Prints. Yes, that sounds familiar. Tell me, how did you interpret it all? The prints likely showed a wide variety of Beastwoman warriors and mystics that patrolled these Oldwalls over the ages. Many of the prints were formed with essence drawn from the Bane. Those who hunted Bane were changed by their prey. Many of the prints were made with magic, not paint. Beastmen of old wielded incredible powers that probably make your mending rites seem trivial. Well, we did say that we assume that those handprints were about honoring the heroes of the past. But then again, many of the prints were formed with essence drawn from the Bane. Those who hunted Bane were changed by their prey. That's also very likely. You know what, let's go with this. Good observation. Unless a scourge slashed at a wall and left a mark the same shape as a beastman claw. But the odds of that? Seems more likely the magic of the Bane is leeching through the hands of the mystic who touched that wall. The Beastwoman paces across the mural, agitated by implication of your discussion. Too many riddles. Were beastmen ancestors corrupted into scourged beasts? Or perhaps beastmen merely painted walls with blood of Oldwalls' enemies? Fatebinder does not return with answers, only doubt. Well, yeah, but it's not really my fault that these paintings and murals and shit are so cryptic. How about you go and check them out yourself and you make your own conclusions? Fatebinder's words are interesting. Ancient histories and messages have many layers of meaning, like old scents released from a freshly dug earth. Reef-Talon turns her attention to the Beastman and Bane immortalized on the wall before you. But what has Fatebinder to say of Beastwoman giving birth to scourged beasts? Reef-Talon only sees creation of dark horror. This Beastwoman is showing her dominance over bulwarks, and it's not literal self-destruction. It's the unburdening of a warrior's rage. This is what it looks like. The Beastmen and Bane are drawn from the same mystic forces and are inextricably linked. Bane are the Beastmen's primary foe, always will be. This is an expression of rage over the endless battle. It could be any of these, really. Not literal self-destruction, it's the unburdening of a warrior's rage. The Beastmen and Bane are drawn from the same mystic forces, and are inextricably linked. This is another very weird and difficult word. Bane are the Beastmen's primary foe. Well, let's just go with this. Bane are the Beastmen's primary foe, always will be. This is an expression of rage over the endless battle. Beastwoman is unsure of humans' words. Scourged beasts must be vital to strange paintings, or ancestors would not place such upon wall. She exhales sharply, a likely equivalent to a sigh. Reef-Talon hopes Fatebinder is correct. Isn't it worth another try to better understand your healing magic? I know that this is all very confusing, but the wound still needs you. Humans have yammered like mystic lost in endless strays. Reef-Talon knows nothing more about wretched touch. Only that Reef-Talon is a curse, a danger to all. The massive Beastwoman shakes her head, grumbling with discontent. Her gaze keeps shifting from you to Lixem and back again. Well, you could try it on Lixem again. I mean, it doesn't really matter. She's already sleepless, so not like she's gonna lose anything. What could possibly go wrong? Am I to believe that your cowardice holds you back? It's fine if you wish to be a simpering cub. What you are seeing is a historical record that makes it clear that the Bane's most hated foe are beastmen. That's what the wound needs. Raise your voice. I do not prattle on to hear myself talk. I am trying to show you a wisdom, give you strength. The truth of the paintings is unknown. Don't let them determine whether you are danger. A leader should decide for herself. Raise your voice. I do not prattle on to hear myself talk. I am trying to show you a wisdom, give you strength. The beastwoman is startled by your insult, but is quick to bare her fangs in retort. Reef-Talon is not mewling bulwark, afraid to dive deep into ocean depths. Reef-Talon has survived endless ocean, killed ironclad captors, and led to Wound Tribe as Prima. Fatebinder will not. She interrupts herself with a snort, silent for a moment. Fatebinder is correct. Reef-Talon will not slink in shadowy depths like a coward. If Wound needs help, Beastwoman will return. Am decided. She rises to her full height, towering over the sage at her side. Beastwoman will return to Wound to help clan. Done ruminating. Painted histories have muddled vision of past. Reef-Talon will not tempt further corruption from mystic strength. I had hoped this would come to pass. You mustn't tarry in this foul pit any longer. Then, return to the Wound and make your presence known. People may fear you, but that'll evaporate the moment they realize you are ready to take control of your powers. A pained look comes across her face. I won't be joining you, unfortunately. I can feel my mind decaying with each moment. Soon all this will be but a faded memory. Besides, people won't take kindly to having sleepless shuffling about in the Wound, and my presence certainly won't help them accept you. That battle must still be won. Wound will know of sage called Lixem. Will return and ruminate more by ancient paintings. Perhaps mystic strength can tame even dreamless corruption. She turns to face you, her eyes wild with ice blue color. Beastwoman will climb the surface and face Woundkin again. Will look for Fatebinder on brute grounds. Okay, you do that. I have much to contemplate. If you need me, I'll be down here. Okay. But what about that meet up with Mel? Well, screw Mel. Let's go and follow Lixem and ask her what she ask her about the missives that she sent us quite a few episodes ago.
Interesting.
Ah, okay. How did we miss this? Nobleman's tunic. Nothing interesting. I can see some loot over here, but excuse me. Well, we can do that later, but Lixem is over here. Let's have a quick chat with her. I wonder if these people know that the Reef-Talon went back up. Sage Lixem's eyes gloss over as she briefly slips out of the moment. With a smile of recollection, her senses come back to the present. Yes, Fatebinder? Kill her. This is a mercy. Trust me. So you wrote me a missive regarding some sort of legal matters. Explain yourself. Legal matters? If you're asking about laws, you... Wait, that sounds familiar. Holding mid-thought, Lixem shakes her head with a violent twitch. Did I? Rehana. Oh my! I had given up hope and almost forgotten I had even sent word. A look of recollection spreads across her face, and Lixem examines you head to toe. Thank Kairos you found me. Apologies you should meet me now, when my mind is fleeting shadow of what it once was. I didn't click it. Fatebinder, my offer is a simple one. I will submit to your justice and confess to every crime of my school. In exchange, I ask that you preserve my writings. I have seen centuries of work burn away in hours. Please, let me save some small sliver. I will purchase it with my life. If I were to help, what exactly would you want of me? Why are these works so important? You offering to submit? This is nonsense. I could subdue you with both hands bound. So why did you contact me for this task? Draw a weapon? I've heard enough. I sentence you to death. Well, I don't really know. I don't really know if killing her is much of a punishment anymore at this point, because she's slowly becoming some sort of a mindless husk, in a sense. That could be even worse punishment than death already. So why are these works so important? My peers and I have dedicated our lives to recording the unfolding of all things. I have compiled the accountings of nearly a dozen sages, each of whom put decades of effort into. The sage's eyes flutter as she catches herself focusing far away. Into journaling the rise and fall of realms and the passages of the seasons. If I were to hell, what exactly would you want of me? I understand your caution. If these were truly offensive scripts that railed against Kairos, I would understand you being unwilling to assist in the preservation of such slander. I have read what I can of Kairos' laws, and I know that much of what we write speaks of how the Tears was free of Kairos' grip. I know such histories are to be put to the torch, but I contend these writings will only bring glory to Kairos. Our histories show the Tearsmen growing in hubris, unable to see the doom of Kairos to the north. These are not heresies. They are studies in the foolishness of seeing oneself as equal to or greater than Kairos. These laws have a purpose. Children might read such things, feel that rebellion against Kairos is warranted and probable, and in doing so harm themselves and others. This conversation is a year too late. The sages had their chances to surrender and negotiate terms. The Edict of Fire was Kairos' final offer. No need to praise Kairos in front of me. You want to bring glory to Kairos? Explain yourself. I kinda like this option the best, because we don't really care too much about Kairos. No need to praise Kairos in front of me. Oh, I see. The sage blushes at your comment. Well, my aim is not to flatter Kairos, but to render fact. And you could say the facts themselves are biased towards Kairos' greatness. I wish I could have heard you say those words a few years ago. Yeah, indeed. One must learn a mistake by living it, remember? All too well. The chronicles we have kept detail a society that existed in the shadow of Kairos and ultimately fell after a long lull of complacent living. I contend that such a history speaks of Kairos' inevitability and the folly of the Tearsmen. That line of reasoning could be used to defend any lie written by anyone conquered in the last 400 years. How do I know I'm salvaging some journals and not a bunch of coded messages for your peers? You talk about these texts like they exist, so we can add smuggling from the Bernie library to your list of charges, I assume. How do I know I'm salvaging some journals and not a bunch of coded messages for your peers? I would invite you to read these chronicles yourself. Look them over and decide for yourself if I'm up to something. But I assure you, I wouldn't try something that underhanded. I'm not that stupid, and I'm not that smart. Well, at least you're honest. So what is it you want from me? That line of reasoning could be used to defend any lie written by anyone conquered in the last 400 years. So what is it you want from me? Swear by Kairos' name that you will gather and preserve my chronicles to the best of your ability. Do that, and I care not what you do with me. If our works are protected, you grant a measure of immortality to me and the other chroniclers. If my life can purchase that, I will happily pay that price. I will help you, but I can't swear on Kairos' name. I do not take such things lightly. I will help you, but I won't swear on Kairos' name. I have no love for the love of the Overlord, and no love for pretending to the contrary. Yeah, I kind of like this option. We are honest. We are not kissing anyone's ass. We obey the rules and laws and follow Kairos' orders, but that doesn't mean that we love him or her. Explain exactly what you want of me before I make any promises. Well, she kind of explained it to us already. So be it. I swear by Kairos to gather and preserve your chronicles. Or we just lie. I will help you, but I won't swear on Kairos' name. I have no love of the Overlord, and no love for pretending to the contrary. Those loyal to Kairos take such oaths quite seriously, am I not mistaken? I must have your assurance that the task will be done. I say it again, I will do this for you, but I will not vow on Kairos' name. End of discussion. Or we could just swear to Kairos. You know what, so be it. I swear by Kairos to gather and preserve your chronicles. You honor us all, good Fatebinder. Lixem bows deeply, tipping forward until her leg began to stumble. Here, take this. The sage thrust a crumpled parchment into your hands. Notes on where I left the remaining text. My handwriting was difficult to parse even when I had my mind intact. It's gotten worse. I have used an old chronicler trick to conceal the stashes as ordinary rubble. The illusions will fade if another chronicler nears. She points to Lantry. Yours is an older specimen, but he'll suffice. Older specimen? But I popularized the rubble in plain sight trick. The nerve of this woman. If you need a hand translating, ask Lantry. He always had a knack for deciphering my scroll. So I have some other questions? Not really. Now the other side of the bargain. I do believe you are guilty of various counts of dissemination of falsehood, not to mention trespass of the Oldwalls. Well, but then again, she's not the only one. She's not the only one who is trespassing the Oldwalls. I'll find your writings and I'll be back to dispense justice. Okay. So I guess that we just have to.
Can't do that.
I guess that we just have to look for the chronicles all around these damn Oldwalls. She did say that they are disguised as rubble. So at least with that going for, at least we know what to look for, pretty much. Let's try to open this. Oh, there's that. 2 Bane prison thingies. There must. Never mind. Okay, so we are gonna have some combat in this episode. So let's try this and see how that works. Just give armor to everyone and you stun this wisp here. Okay, Kills in Shadow is invisible. And we can use Leaping Death. That's kinda nice. Well, do that. Ah, she leveled up. Nice. Okay, so is that weapon that I gave you a ranged weapon or not?
That one.
Let's see. No, it's melee. It's melee. Okay.
Nothing.
See that? I'm not entirely useless.
Yeah, we don't even need to do anything here, really. Come on, kill it already.
That was probably more force than was necessary.
Okay, so that weapon we gave to Lantry earlier is melee. what was kind of what I was afraid of. So let's just give him the dagger, the throwing dagger.
Fears in shadow understand.
Now what do we have here? Just water? Seriously? We came here just to pick up some water? Well, that's lame. But, okay, so... there's also this door, so let's go over there. Faster, please. And let's do this real quick as well. So, for kills in shadow, greatly improves unarmed damage. That's always good. While stealth, let's gain 100% hit precision. And now that we got that active invisibility ability, this could be very good. Increase attack distance of kills in shadows on unarmed attacks. While in the party, Kills in Shadow provides a bonus to experience gained in subterfuge, unarmed, and one-handed skills. Roar at targets in cone, frightening them. If this ability is used from stealth, foes will be terrified instead. This could also be very, very powerful. You know what? Let's take that. Now that we have that, now that we have this, that would be very good. The crystal in the beacon is not responding to the torch keys from these Oldwalls. What? Still? Oh, fine. Oh, and of course the stats. Okay, so now let's make her hit even harder. And it's now orange for some reason, I don't know why. Now let's see, could there be any chronicles lying around here? Don't see any rubbles. Okay, and that leads us to fractured depths. Okay, well there must be a chronicle or two somewhere down there. So let's go have a quick look. Okay, it's not this, is it? Ah, Landry's Voice of Ages talent is required to learn this spell rune. Yeah, okay. There's lots of rubble here. So, lots of rubble here.
Can't do that.
Maybe on the other side here. Actually, how many chronicles do we need to pick exactly? How many do we need to find? Let's see. Find the remaining chronicles. You found the chronicle hidden in Bastard's Wood Farm and the Darkened Hollow. Once you have gained access to the lower section of the Bastard's Wood, or Walls, continue your search for the chronicles. You found the chronicle hidden in the Abyss. And this place was Fractured Depths. There must be at least one or two, or somewhere around here.
Sorry, I can't.
Then there are some rubbles over here as well. Maybe here? Nope. Another magic seal thingy. Kind of regretting that not any point did I pick the age of whatever that talent was that allows Landry to learn those runes. Well, maybe next time. Maybe next time I'll pick it when I'm playing a magic caster. Heck, maybe I wonder, just out of curiosity, do I have that kind of talent? Let's see. It was Voice of Ages. That looks like that. Okay. Let's see. Magic. Do I have anything like that? Does it look like I do? No, doesn't look like it. Shame. Okay. Any other places where we could be?
Sorry, I can't.
It would have been really nice if Lixem actually told us where she had hidden them, instead of forcing us to
Sorry, I can't.
run around like this trying to
Can't
find
do
them.
that. Sorry, I can't.
But I guess she's too tired to remember. Could be there too, but unlikely if you ask me. Once you have gained access to the lower section of the Bastard's Wound, Oldwalls, continue your search for the Chronicles. So we have found the one in Bastard's Wound Farm, Darkened Hollow, and the Abyss. There must be at least one somewhere around here. Just revisiting some of the locations.
Sorry, I can't.
Not here. Maybe somewhere around here. I assume that all chronicles have been disguised to look like rubble. Could be wrong, of course, but that's the assumption I'm going with right now. We went here, no? And how many chronicles do we have to find? Okay, I guess there's no chronicles in this level. I was so sure that there was going to be at least one somewhere. This lead the Abyss, Darkened Hollow. Did we find one from there? Darkened Hollow. Yes, we found one from there. It could be there as well. What about... No, we can't get there. The Abyss and... Okay, let's use this teleporter and see where this led. I don't want to spend too much time trying to find these chronicles.
Sorry, I can't. Sorry, I can't.
Quest failed. Midnight Wanderer. Oh shit. Water intoxication. Oh damn. Oh, it led us to Bastard's Wound. Okay. Okay. I think that this is the very first time I have failed any quests. Let's see, can we take a look at them real quick? So quests. Let's see, can we see the failed one somewhere over here? So far I only see completed ones. Ah, there, failed. Aisley is concerned about why Inspec Moniker is disappearing into the Oldwalls for hours during the dead of night. She's asked you to follow Insipik one of these nights and find out what she's up to. Well, we tried that one time, but then there was that firewall thingy. The opportunity to resolve this task has passed. Shit. And this? Why is this... How did this fail? Why didn't I have more time to try to figure this one out? Or do this? I didn't bother to do this earlier because I wanted to focus on other things. The opportunity to resolve this task has passed. Well, fuck me. I wonder what happened to the crops. I'm kinda... Oh, Mel is here. The young sage watches the growing argument between Jaspers and Wagstaff. As you approach, he interrupts their bickering with a cheerful salutations. The Fatebinder returns. Reef-Talon has rejoined us, and with all her limbs. He glances at his fellow magicians. Something to celebrate, of course. Neither Jaspers nor Wagstaff seem to share his satisfaction. Damn it. I wanted to go to the farm and see if the crops have been destroyed or something. And then I was considering that whether I should reload to the previous save, because I did not know that the teleporter would have that the teleporter brought us here. I didn't remember that. But then again, I think. But then again, even if I did reload it and no matter what I did, I think I would have failed those quests anyway. Well, they were side quests, so it's nothing important or anything. But still, it's kind of a bummer. Let's just go with this, I guess. So anyway, Jaspers and Wagstaff are not too happy. And Lixem, did you find any trace of her? We found her alive in the depths. She insists she will not return. I suppose I should have guessed that. You don't wander off into the Oldwalls, generally speaking, if you intend on coming back, unless you are you, apparently. Enough. More important matters are at hand. The two men lock eyes as their nearby attendants and aides gather in close ranks. Jaspers and Wagstaff, as well as their assorted followers, will appear ready to fight. Oh, for the love of Christ. What's going on here? Very silently. Well, now that I have returned, you can all get back to your duties. Move along. Should I just try to tell them to fuck off? Now, what's going on here? Just some long overdue sorting of affairs, I suppose you could say. The good Tidecaster and I seem to have similar plans for Reef-Talon. Ah, Jaspers, you so-called master of napping. Master of napping my ass. You are a scam, that's what you are. More to the point, the forge-bound master and I have mutually exclusive plans for this settlement. The wound needs one leader only. Well, good. That's why I brought Reef-Talon here. Both men stare at each other with sneers and puffed up posture. Nearby citizens look on in terrified silence as the crowd bristles with violent anticipation. Be silent, all of you. If blood is going to spill, perhaps this should happen elsewhere, away from the community. Leave? Merciful Kairos, that's enough. Settle this yourselves. Be silent, all of you. I think I want to say that, but at the same time I was just wondering whether I should just leave. And there was this big pain beast thingy down there as well. Isn't that something that should be taken care of as well? That's just a thought. It must have some very nice epic look too. I could use some legendary loot. Just be silent, all of you. Your words fall on deaf ears as the kerfuffle rippens into scattered towns and barbs. Kerfuffle, that's a new one. Raise your voice. Silence! Your words echo through the wound, contested only by the persistent din of cascading water. You find yourself the subject of scrutiny from every angle, as the wound's denizens watch the altercation attentively. Yep. When Alpha to Kills in Shadow speaks with thunder, even mystics cover. I will settle this matter, and you will all obey my decision or face my wrath. Yeah, let's not live. Let's make the entire community to see that who's the boss around here, and what happens to those who try to say otherwise. Or we can just live silence, and then I say, "Fuck you guys, I'm going home." I will settle this matter, and you will all obey my decision or face my wrath. Gentlemen, at this rate, violence is all but assured. Someone needs to mediate this dispute. Otherwise, draw your weapons and be done with this here and now. Wagstaff, Jaspers, and their respective backers shift about nervously, but none appear willing to launch forward. Then we will follow the Fatebinder's will. Perhaps we can take this squabble elsewhere, away from the peaceful folk. The party has received Wellspring Cascade Keystone. Nose place. Reef-Talon has perched above to watch nest. No words will carry down the tribe's ears. No howls or screams. Her large paws present you a keystone. I will resolve this dispute, and my decisions will not be questioned. Each of you will gather your supporters and meet me there. Yeah, let's do that. Of course, Fatebinder, we will see you there. Okay, so where is this place? You got a keystone from Reef-Talon that can be used on a teleporter near the Bastard's Wound Forge. The teleporter will make you to Wellspring Cascade.
I got it.
Aha, so it's over here. This one, okay. Okie dokie. I wasn't really planning to deal with the whole Bastard's Wood leadership affair in this episode, but fuck it, let's do it. Use the keystone and let's go. Okay, this looks like a... Oh, it's just water. I was looking at the map and I was thinking that, well, this looks like a large battleground, but yeah, no.
Interesting.
Iron Javelin. Meh. Let's pick up all the loot that we can. Now, where are they? Are they over here? Yeah, they must be over there. Just a moment, folks. I'm just gonna scavenge and pick up all the loot here. Wait, they're not here? Where the hell are they? Oh, there we go.
What do we have here?
Game? Is everything okay? Why is this so slow? Okay, here we go. Lots of people gathered here. The spray from the nearby waterfall blankets the overlook with a chill mist. Perched high above the settlement, a sizable crowd of Wagstaff and Jasper's loyalists have gathered in support of their chosen leader. The young scribe separates the two obstinate halves with frequent but ineffective entreaties. Whatever. Call yourselves. We are here to settle a delicate matter. An impulsive wrong move shatters everything we have built in this place. Reef-Talon has returned. I know many of you fear her, but she is the mightiest of our settlement, and there may be more to her mystical powers. We have only begun. We don't need that mother of sleepless in our settlement. I say we end this old beast. Alive she's a risk, but dead she can be of value. Oh yeah, I'm sure she would be valued to you, Jaspers, the so-called master of napping. The old Tidecaster angrily raps the damp floor with his staff. You are witnessing a rare moment. I agree with our Vanquilor's master of Bracken on one thing. Reef-Talon's time has come and gone. She deserves a merciful death. Her service to our community has earned her no less. Her death will save countless lives, and redeem this mother of sleepless of her shame. You just want to get rid of her so you can try to become the leader, aren't you? Reef-Talon, what do you have to say about all this? You both had your chance to end her, and failed. Either this or this. You both had your chance to end her and failed. Failed by my hand. Reef-Talon, what do you have to say? Well, you both had your chance to end her and failed. And who do we have to blame for that, Fatebinder? Me, of course, because your men were too weak. Beastwoman returns to protect tribe, to put end to squabbling. We'll lead packmates in hunt and kill scourge beasts lurking in dark halls. Reef-Talon does not need mystic strength to be strong prima. Will not be using mending rites on human kith. Indeed, the good Beastwoman's return could herald a better direction for the wound. Something for us to carefully consider, certainly. He produces pen and parchment and holds them at the ready. For the record, of course. Fatebinder, how would you like to proceed? Jaspers, the floor is yours. Why are you most fit to lead the wound? Wagstaff, speak. Explain why would you be better to lead the settlement? Well, let's ask Wagstaff first. The Tidecaster's face tightens into an unending series of disapproving wrinkles, creasing and frowns. Are we really going to do this? Yes, we are. He signs. Fine. Everyone here knows me. I have been here since the wound was little more than a band of frightened children, afraid of this new home of ours. Living here is a never-ending test. If the pain don't kill you, the water will. My magic has saved many from the early stages of the withering rot. How many of you wouldn't be here today without my help? How many will be here tomorrow without it? Jaspers will fill your head about some glorious future for the wound. I won't. I happen to have the gall to think that a simple, quiet life where we are masters of our own destiny is worth more than a mountain of rings. This family stays strong and safe if we take careful, measured steps and protect our own. I know I haven't had your unconditional support, but I trust you understand what I have done, and will continue to do so, for the good of this place. I would like to think my actions as a leader speak for themselves. My actions as a leader speak for themselves, even. Noted. The scribe dutifully dictates the proceedings. Have you anything to say about Wagstaff's account, Fatebinder? Not much, no. At least he's not a scam, unlike the so-called master of Napper here. Both you and Jaspers had to go extreme lengths to provide clean water for the wound, but your methods were ultimately better. Yeah, indeed. Yeah, it's better. Because if I recall correctly, Wagstaff needs the beastmen's blood in order to purify the water, which the beastmen are donating regularly. But yes, Jaspers, however, needs the something like bones and claws and bones and claws, basically, if I recall correctly. But because Reef-Talon was gone and was not healing the beastmen anymore, their claws and stuff were not growing back anymore, and thus he even had to force one of his followers to kill beastmen regularly, so that he could get the ingredients he needs. So Wagstaff's way was way better. But now that Reef-Talon is back, she could start healing the beastmen once again and make the talons and claws and shit grow back again. Because if I recall correctly, she can still heal the beastmen, and they won't become sleepless. It only affects humans. Or the humans only become sleepless. But yeah, just Wagstaff's way was ultimately better. Jaspos is a skilled mason and this place is mostly stone. What do you offer that Jaspos cannot? Well, you simply make Jaspos as your bitch. Both you and Jaspos had to go extreme lengths to provide clean water for the wound, but your methods were ultimately better. Yes, I agree. Good. You have been a hard one to read. This place has required all of us to make decisions that have been difficult, to say the least. Thank you for seeing things with an open mind. Anything else you wish to add? Moving on. The scribe's pen continues to pop across the page. Do you have any questions for forge-bound Master Jaspos? Jaspos, the floor is yours. Why are you most fit to lead the wound? Personally, I wouldn't really care too much to listen what he has to say, but let's just be fair and hear what he has to say. Maybe he got something. Maybe he's going to confess some. Maybe he's going to confess something. I doubt it, but we'll see. So, this secluded refuge of stone is my natural setting, and I, the expert of all things stone, yeah, right, the natural leader. Jasper smiles and begins to pace in a circle, taking the opportunity to address the crowd more intimately. Not a day passes that you don't set foot on a bridge that I built, and to whom would you turn if these corridors began to crumble? The Tidecaster grimaces in disgust. Perhaps the Sleepless just needed to listen to you a little more. We have grown and thrived because I have had the vision to see us do more than cover in the darkness of the Oldwalls. You haven't supported me in the past, Fatebinder, but I'm literally in the business of building bridges. He chuckles. I'm sure you have the vision to see that the path I'm proposing is the best for us all. His pen, a feathery plume, scurries furiously across the page. Forgive me, it's quite a lot to take down at once. Have you anything to corroborate or contradict Jasper's claims? We got quite a few options here. Your solution for the wound's water shortage was imperfect, but it showed initiative and cunning. You permitted slaughter in the name of the greater good. Your vision for the wound is vile and short-sighted. The Tidecasters have deadly magic. What type needed to hunt? The type needed to hunt the bane. How is your crafting magic a better gift to the wound? You claim a title you haven't earned and had me claim tools not your own. How is anyone supposed to follow a man of such deceit? Yeah, finally. I was waiting for this moment. But let's start with this. You permitted slaughter in the name of the greater good. Your vision for the wound is vile and short-sighted. A disappointing conclusion, I must admit. I have toiled long and hard for our people, and to see my work maligned when viewed through a narrow lens is disappointing. Our problems are complex, and they defy simple, easy solutions. Anything else you wish to add? Yes. Reading his quill to dictate your words, Mel nods for you to continue. Okay, what else did we have here? And this is a positive response, so I'm not going to pick that. The Tidecasters have deadly magic, the type needed to hunt the bane. How is your crafting magic a better gift to the wound? Aside from the bridges, the tools, the sieves, yes, Wagstaff is a formidable opponent, but he's just one man. I can provide equipment for our hunters, ensure that nobody dies because a bridge falls to ruin. Together, I can help us all fight the bane. Otherwise, you will always be dependent on Wagstaff for your safety. Is that really how you want things to be? Anything else to add? Yes. So, now this one. You claim a title you haven't earned and had me claim tools not your own. How is anyone supposed to follow a man of such deceit? Well, his composure falters as he clears his throat. Yes, I see myself above the state traditions of the forge-bound, and yes, I was not fully forthcoming at first, but he turns from you and toward the crowd. Have I not poured the fullness of my days into our success? You know I can be trusted. Don't let my personal squabbles with this outsider taint the truth. Anything else you wish to add? Moving on. We have heard from both parties now. Have you come to decision, Fatebinder? So Reef-Talon will lead Bastard's Wound. Jaspers is the best choice to lead the wound. Fuck that guy. Wagstaff is the most sensible choice for leader. None of you have proven yourself to be infallible leaders. I will govern Bastard's Wood myself. That's actually a very interesting idea. None of you have proven yourself to be infallible leaders. I will govern Bastard's Wound myself. Now, I'm not gonna pick this option in this playthrough. I do like the idea of governing the Bastard's Wood myself, but I think I'm gonna save that for another playthrough. So I believe that Reef-Talon would be the deserves to rule again. She ruled very well before, and I'm sure that she can do it now. She just must not use her mending touch on the humans until she can learn how to control her powers. Reef-Talon will lead Bastard's Wound. The Beast Woman steps forward hesitantly. Is Fatebinder certain? Reef-Talon's mystic strength brought great harm to human kith. Beast Woman only want to help Wound tribe. Must not bring harm again. She glances at the pads of her hands.
I sure hope this is a wise decision. If we return to a den of sleepless, chances are we screwed up.
Yeah, possibly. But the only thing Reef-Talon needs to do is not to use her mending touch on kith or humans.
If Wound kin wish to live next to Bane, must have powerful Prima in charge. Beast Woman is only proper choice.
Well, good thing that you agree with me, Kills in Shadow.
I dare say she's probably the best hope for this place.
Oh yeah, Eb is not a big fan of Wagstaff, even though they are both Tidecasters. If I may interject, I must say that Reef-Talon has proven her capacity for leadership in the past. While I'm certain all parties present have the interests of the wound at heart, I dare say the Beast Woman is ununiquely positioned to shepherd us through these strange times. Your powers are dangerous, but only if you use them on humans. We only need your strength and conviction to lead the wound. Lie? I know you can cleanse the water safely. You can do that, whether or not you are Prima. The wound needs a confident leader, not some riddled with self-doubt. Perhaps I was wrong. Nah, let's just go with it. So your powers are dangerous, but only if you use them on humans. Yeah, my thoughts exactly. We only need your strength and conviction to lead the wound. Good. Reef-Talon does not want to risk lives of human kith with dark magic, but Woundkin hunters will continue to grow strong with mending rites as ally. Scourge beasts cannot harm wound warriors with Beast Woman as Prima. She stares down her rivals with a menacing glare. Blood feud between Ocean Mystic and Stone Smasher has grown into endless poison. Reef-Talon will again hold squabbling humans down until silent, like unruly cops. The Beast Woman rises to her full height. Reef-Talon is Prima of Wound tribe. We'll fight so clan may grow strong. Fatebinder, I hope I have shown the court that I am a reasonable man, but I must protest this decision. I find it difficult to understand how you can advocate on behalf of this deserter of a beast. She abandoned us, and now we are to view her as a leader. I would be talking if I were you, Jaspos. Master of nothing. Let's not forget her penchant for transforming people into babbling incoherent idiots. You would have us put up this freak at the head of our table. You would have us put this freak at the head of our table? Yes. This decision is not open to discussion or intimidate. I have chosen one of your own to lead. Don't test my charity. With a pained expression, Jaspers bows his head and speaks with an uncharacteristically restrained voice. I'll abide by the Fatebinder's judgment. Your word is law. You're goddamn right it is. I'll be damned if I take orders from... Wagstaff stops himself and exhales loudly. A Fatebinder's law is as capricious as the sea, but one does not argue with the sea. You won't suffer any more prickly words from me about this matter. Good. But I still kinda want to kill Jaspos. The gathered crowd seems to finally release their collective breath. Shoulders slacken as do the grips held upon various hilts and handles. Mel slowly lowers the scroll held up to his face with the look of a stunned battlefield survivor. So, the matter has been settled. Thank you all for remaining calm during these trying times. Folks, please return to your homes and give yourselves time to accept the steps we must now take for the wound's future. And Fatebinder, thank you for bringing this matter to an end. The settlement's prosperity will rest upon the wisdom of your decision. A small smirk appears on his face. Kairos, help us all. The crowd slowly breaks apart, returning to the settlement with a nervous talk of the events that just unfolded. Soon the crumbling overlook is bereft of commotion, and the tranquil sound of Oldwalls fills the area. Okay. The blue-tinged beast bows at your approach, lowering to her knees and elbows in a deep bow of supplication. Slowly her head rises to meet your gaze. Reef-Talon is busy with tribe. It's good, yep, but... The beast pauses in a long sigh. It's more problems than easy prey, but there's plenty fitting Reef-Talon not no sleep. Must apologize, have little time to discuss. Best warriors die hunting Reef-Talon. Sorry, what? Best warriors die hunting Reef-Talon. What do you mean they are still hunting you? Best mystics no longer motivated by chase to make many things. Beastwoman teach show new pack, and loom over lazy humans until George's done. Well, okay. Something's here. Aha, an Imperial Iron Falcata. Recently caught fish and the salty musk of Beastwoman scent this nest. Now, there's some loot, I can see it on the map. There. Some iron, nice. Okay, so... I guess we can just leave. But that big pain beast thingy down below still kinda bugs me. No one really cares about that. I don't think anyone has even referred to it. Or mentioned it. Or maybe someone did last time, but I don't remember. So we failed 2 quests, which are very first in this entire playthrough, and that sucks, not gonna lie, but I'm just gonna live with it. At least I know better next time. But now what? Well, let's leave for starters. Okay, so is Jasper still here? Can I please kill you? After the humiliation earlier, just let me work in privacy, please. Well, goddammit. So disappointed that I didn't have the option to just kill Jaspos earlier after he deceived us like that. And there's no point to go talk to Wagstaff. Let's take a look at our quests real quick. So, find the remaining chronicles, yeah. Making a stand, return to Sentinel stand. Yeah, then this long-term quest. Give the stones to Hieronymus. You have collected both stones of elucidation from the Oldwalls. Deliver them to Hieronymus at the Oldwalls breach. Oh yeah, this was... yeah, Bladegrave, yeah. Yeah, I should do that. Just to get this out of the way and remove it here. Remove it from here. And we got still 3 spires left. Damn. Okay, so I'm going to end this episode here. And the next episode, well, I was... Actually, before we go, let's check the farm real quick. Oh, it's this one, okay. So, is everything dead here? Well, does it look like it? So, Tycho, was it? Welcome back, Fatebinder. You look like you have got questions in need of answers. Okay, she's not commenting to the fact that I did not, that I failed the quest. Or was it Lunet who gave it to us? Back again, I see. Must be my lucky day. What can I do for you? Nothing, I guess.
Sorry, I can't.
Okay, so I failed the quest to find out who was tampering with the water used on these plants and stuff. But nothing has changed. I mean, the people are not running around in panic, yelling, "Our food is gone, our food is ruined. What the hell are we supposed to do now?" or anything. So it's kind of weird that how we failed the quest. There was no consequence in failing it. That's a bummer. I'm not gonna lie. Just wished that there were consequences in failing quests, but whatever. So in the last episode, I'm not sure if I'm just going to leave the Bastard's Wound and then we continue with the base game, or should we go back to the deeper into the Oldwalls? Actually, can I take the map? There we go. So I was just wondering that if we should just try to find the last chronicles down in the old wall, deeper into the old walls. If we should try to find that, find possibly the last chronicle, maybe one or two. But so if we try to find that, or should we just leave and continue with the main storyline? At least one thing that we should do is to go and finish that one side quest in the Oldwalls Breach. We should do that real quick, and then I think that we just go to Sentinel Stand and try to find Amelia, I think was her name, the daughter of Graven Ash. Capture her, deal with the last regent, and then bring her to the voice of Nerat in Cacophony. Maybe we'll do all of that. I could always go and read online that where the last chronicles are, so I won't be wasting too much time on that. And then we go to Sentinel Stand, to the Blade Grave, the Sentinel Stand, and finish the side quest, and so on. That's most likely what I'm gonna do in the next episode. But until then, thank you for watching once again, and see you next time for more Tyranny, Bastard's Wound.